What's going on, my friends? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update today. A Litecoin. Right now we're sitting at $283. We're up about 5%. And what we're going to do today, we're going to look at Litecoin on the USD, and this is going to be on the one-day time frame. We're also going to look at LTC, BTC, and we're going to get into basically coin market cap a little bit and kind of look at the volume for Litecoin. So we're really going to get into a lot today, guys. If you get some from these videos, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's dig into this. So for Litecoin, what I want to do here, and I was just going back, I always like to look at how far things can push. Like even in the bear market here, I used to always measure how far these flushes would be so I can anticipate the next time that it would happen, and I would have some target areas. Now what you can see to the upside, basically what I've been doing, I've been measuring from bottoms, and we've been measuring these impulse waves to the upside. And typically we've been getting about 167%. This one from the bottom here to the top was about 104. The next one that we got from this bottom to the top was roughly about 123. And what we're looking at here, now it may take some time, guys. Many times during these moves, you can see here, we'd get a nice run up and then we'd have a correction, right? And then we'd get another push up, we'd retrace again, and then we'd finally get up through the previous high that we had. Now, what I was doing, I'm basically a little bit more conservative on things. So we're taking 167, we're taking 104, we're taking 123. I'm going to put it around 117. From the bottom, up 117%. If we could get it again, that's roughly going to take us up to about $450, which is a realistic target. You know, guys, if we step back and we take a look at this, the last video we were doing, we were actually looking at length of days in the bull market. So definitely check that video out. But what you can see is here, typically when prices, when they make these new highs, now our overall high to the wick, and we're not talking about close here, just to the wick was about $425. If we're able to get up above that, then we get those nice blue sky breakouts, like how you kind of saw with Ethereum. Once it got past 1,400, it kept going. Now we're at over $3,000. Bitcoin, once it got to that $20,000, it kept pushing. Now we're at $55,000, $56,000. So, you know, for Litecoin, guys, the overall target that we've been looking at here, if we could get a really nice move, and this is in the longer term now, okay, guys, and that's why we're doing this on the one-day time frame. We're really stepping back and taking a look at this. If we could get something along the lines of this here, okay, so we've pushed up. A lot of times we'll like to come back down. Say we do actually get up through this 139 right there. Many times what you'll see is a back test, and then we get that explosive move to the upside. Like that. So something along the lines of that to me is not that crazy, because last time this blow off top when the climax volume came in, if we grab this here, price range, we roughly, and it doesn't have to repeat the same time, guys, but we want to look at history. So 343%, and say even we have diminishing cycles here, guys, so somewhere up in that range, even up to 250% roughly is going to be about 760. And then up to that 1,000 would be about 368. So even if from this area we had some type of blow off top, which I don't think we're there yet, but if we did have some blow off top, we could still almost hit $1,000. And if you think Litecoin could hit $1,000 this market cycle, smash the like button. Let me know down low. Just say $1,000, $2,000, $500. Where do you think we're going to get? I always like to be more conservative on this channel, guys. I want to see us break through these overhead resistances before I say Litecoin's going to this or that. But for me, realistically, this bull cycle, $1,000 is not out of the question for Litecoin. If we get into the technicals, we have a 0 sell, a 10 neutral, and a 16 buy. Oscillator 0 sell, 9 neutral, and a 2 buy. Moving average is 0 sell, 1 neutral, and a 14 buy. One thing I like to turn on here is the EMAs. We'll take a look to see where we're at. So right now, we're up above our 20. We're up above our 50. We're up above our 100. And our 200. So not looking too bad here. The only thing that I believe that we're lacking right now, so you can see we had this big fall here. We've made a move up the volume. We want to see increased volume. That's a little bit lacking because, guys, what we don't want to see here, so say Bitcoin, remember, Litecoin's an oscillator of Bitcoin. We always have to watch Bitcoin first. But if Bitcoin were to dump, we could do something along the lines of this to the downside. What we want to do in this channel is always have a plan for the upside and the downside. So for me, if I saw Litecoin do something like this and we got smashed down to the 200 EMA, I most likely would be a buyer off that area. And that would be at $167. The 100 right here is going to be 208. The 50 is going to be 236. And then the 20 here is going to be at 257 is what we'd be looking at. But for me, guys, the area when you typically want to get nervous, Okay. And you never in the markets want to get nervous, but when you really know it's over and the bear market has officially begun for sure. And to me, this is a little bit too late of a signal. I most likely will be out before I see something like this. But once we start trading below this 200 here, you can see we're at $143. We got smashed all the way down to $22 once that took place. So if we don't find support off this 20 here, and all of a sudden we just broke down through it and started acting as overhead resistance, most likely you can see over here again, we had a big push. That's when it's over. Okay. You always want to pay attention to these things though. But until then, people have been buying these moving averages. You can see right here, the 50 EMA. People have been buying off that. Recently, we got close to the 100. People were buying around that area. So we just have to see what Bitcoin's doing, number one. And then number two, really paying attention to if we're still getting these higher highs and higher lows coming in. Now, if we get into coin market cap, a second here, guys. So you can see Ethereum right now at 3,167, making a really nice move, almost up 8%. Litecoin at 283. If we take a look at the volume, we're up 12% right now. Market cap, we're almost at $19 billion. So it's nice to see that's really going back up for Litecoin. You can see overall circulating supply, we're at that 66 million, almost 67 million. And guys, you know, when you think about this, how many people in the world, because cryptocurrency is a global thing right now, okay, and I know whales have tons of them. I'm just saying, looking at this here, 1 million people can't even hold 67 Litecoin. I mean, that's the circulating supply that's taking place. Overall max supply, 1 million people could hold 84, but we know those whales also have gobbled up so much. So you actually look at the rarity and the scarcity of Litecoin. It's nice to see that it is under 100 million there. That's something nice. You can see on the watch list, 410,000 people have Litecoin on their watch list. So, you know, people can dog on Litecoin all they want, guys. To me, Litecoin, it's Bitcoin's baby brother. It's an oscillator of Bitcoin. It's the silver to Bitcoin's gold, and I do believe that. I think Litecoin moves when Bitcoin moves, and it moves harder when Bitcoin moves to the upside, and then when Bitcoin dumps, Litecoin's going to dump harder than what Bitcoin will. But if we actually get into the LTC BTC here and take a look. Okay, let's get our big screen up. All right, so what you can see down through here, guys, lower highs and lower lows have been basically coming in. It almost looks like we kind of got a little bit of a double bottom here, right down in this range. Then we've hit it again. And what you can see is volume coming back into this. The highest that we've ever been, we are over 0.04 of a Bitcoin for Litecoin. But typically when Litecoin really runs, guys, it's going to run hard. I mean, you can see these moves. We're at the dead nuts bottom here and just boom, right to the upside. Really straight pulls to the upside. So these are things that you kind of have to plan for. Back in here, straight to the upside, back in here to the upside. You know, and this has been a long time shaking out here. So, you know, if Litecoin really wants to get moving here, guys, it has some potential in the LTC BTC chart we've been paying attention to for a while. If we take a look at our market cap, and what I want to do is take a look at the USD. You can see we passed recently. It was roughly, it's always hard to get the cursor here, guys, just 1 minute. Around April 20th, right in that range, we passed 20 billion, then we dropped back below to almost $5 billion. So you always want to pay attention to the market cap as well. And then we voted for today, and we are feeling good about Litecoin. We just want to continue to see it get these strong buying volume sticks to the upside. That's what a lot of people right back in here, you see this heavy volume. That's what we want to see to confirm. And then typically when we get those sell-offs and uptrends, the volume should diminish a little bit, and then you should get that next swell to the upside. But for Litecoin, relative strength right now sitting at 60. We're not in overbought conditions. We're just going to have to see what we do as we press a little higher to 290 is going to be an overhead resistance, and it's going to be up to around, we'll call it 319, then $339 is going to be the key. But leave me a little love down there, guys. I appreciate y'all. God bless. Take care, and just continue to let this market ride.